You know, the IWK has a well-deserved reputation as a place of caring for women and children and families, and it is a place where many women become moms, and many of those who choose to breastfeed their children make their first attempt even before they leave the delivery room. It is a place where breastfeeding is encouraged. So you can imagine Shannon Hardy's surprise when she was asked to cover up while nursing at the IWK. That incident the other day sparked a protest, a nurse-in at the health center today. And joining us tonight to discuss some of the issues involved here are Jocelyn Vine, Vice President of Patient Care at the IWK, and Shannon Hardy, who's also a trained doula, and her 5-month-old son, Griffin. And it's nice to have the three of you here.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming. Shannon, for the record, let's get your story. What happened to you at the IWK the other day?
Well, we were just feeding, and an employee walked over, gave us a blanket, and I said, "Oh no, thank you." And she handed it again and said, "You know," and I said, "No, really, no, thank you. Did somebody complain?" And she said, "No, but it would be best."
An employee. Do you know what job that employee would do?
I don't. The only reason I would say she was an employee is because she had on your sort of typical medical garb.
Yeah.
So I would say she wouldn't be janitorial, or she was definitely a nurse or clerical or...
Yeah, okay. Well, Jocelyn Vine, this doesn't sound like the kind of thing that you would expect to happen at the IWK. How do you explain this?
Well, I think that it is an isolated incident. I certainly hope it is. And you're right, it doesn't fit with our breastfeeding philosophy, which is basically breastfeeding is the best way to feed any infant, and breastfeeding anywhere, anytime is our philosophy.
That's your philosophy, but what's your policy when it comes to nursing moms in the IWK?
It's the same. We are responsible, and we take full responsibility to ensure that we do everything in our power to create a breastfeeding friendly environment and culture in our organization.
So does the IWK, and do you as a VP owe Shannon and her baby an apology?
I feel terrible that this has happened.
Well, you're both here.
Yeah,
let's not pretend you're not.
About that. Yeah.
Okay, so what do you say to Shannon about this?
Well, I just think that it's very unfortunate, and I think our organization certainly will continue and does continue to strive toward a baby-friendly environment.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I understand, and believe me, the IWK is an amazing organization, and yes, I'm so grateful that they've been 100% behind any efforts we've made. You know, when I called and told them about the nursing, they were excited that this was going to happen, and that it was all about public education, because that's what they're about too.
Yeah.
What else do you think needs to be done, maybe at the IWK, to clarify this, though, that this could happen? Must be a bit of a surprise to you.
Well, I think that it is a big organization. It does require a constant attention to making sure that everybody within our organization is very aware of the importance of breastfeeding for infants and moms and families. So that message is constantly being shared and needs to be. And so it is very, very important. But with so many employees, you can imagine it is a challenge. Yeah.
Let's take this outside the walls of the IWK now and talk about the fact that in society generally, we still seem to have some pretty strange attitudes about something that is God-created and completely natural. What have been your experiences outside the IWK in nursing, Griffin?
It's actually been pretty positive. You know, that you're bound to get a few looks, you're bound to get just a few not so great reactions, but for the most part positive. It's really been more, as I was saying to Jocelyn, online. Some of the reactions have been really mean.
Really, like what?
Well, somebody said that, personally, I was doing this for personal gain, that somebody else said, "I'm pro breastfeeding, but I think you should cover up." And I didn't understand how they could be both. And that, you know, I don't know, it just seemed odd that in 2009 people were still saying that women should be covering up their breasts.
Would there be circumstances and situations in each of your opinions when a woman should cover up while nursing?
I can't imagine one, unless she personally felt more comfortable that
Sure.
way. And anything that fosters breastfeeding, I think, is right. But
So is that to say then
Yeah.
really that the people who are embarrassed by it should just get over it?
Well, don't look. I mean, I don't ever ask somebody on a beach to cover up if I'm offended by their outfit. I don't ever ask a young man whose pants are a little low and he's showing a little bit more cleavage than I would like. I never ask him to pull him up and wear a belt. You know, I've never asked somebody who's chewing with their mouth open to cover their heads. So I'm just feeding my
So just
child.
don't look and just get over it.
Exactly.
it's so very normal. I think that's the most important message, is that breastfeeding is normal, totally normal, and ideal. So that's a key message, I think.
We'd love to have
We
some
share
comments
that.
on this on our Facebook site.
we do.
Look, and it's wonderful that this has been settled so civilly.
Yes.
And again, the Breast In today went on not only with the tolerance of the IWK, but with the support. We appreciate you coming in
Absolutely.
today.
Oh, a pleasure.
Jocelyn Vine speaking for the IWK, and Shannon Hardy speaking for herself and other nursing moms, and her son. By the way, where did Griffin go? He was here and then he was gone. He's off camera now.
He's talking to the nice ladies in the newsroom.
All right. We appreciate you coming. We're going to take a break and we'll be back to continue here in just a moment.
My pleasure.
Yeah, people-